Okay. Come on.
Thank you. Are you good on the voice? Thank you very much. As you know, I'm quite friendly with the president. He's our president, and he's been quite supportive of me and my state, Edo State. And it's almost 1 year since my last election, and I haven't seen him one-on-one, so I came in to just greet him and also to go through some issues with him. That's the purpose of my visit to the villa. Principally, there were 4 issues I discussed with him. First has to do with the position of Edo State on the anti-grazing laws. As you know, most southern states have passed laws relating to open grazing, but Edo has not, because we want to ensure that whatever laws we pass are laws that we can enforce. We've had extensive consultations with our people, extensive town hall meetings to deal with the issue that, yes, we do not want open grazing. It is outmoded, it's outdated. However, what are the options? If we are asking that we should now have ranches and these cattle should now be constrained to specific areas, such as ranches, then who provides the land? Our people say that as far as they're concerned, ranching is a private business, and therefore, just like every other agricultural venture, those involved should provide their land. As you already know, it is expensive, it is not cheap to run and manage ranches. So what I came to discuss with the president was that since the people of Edo would rather invest privately, those who are interested want to make it a private concern, then the National Livestock Transformation Program, which is now being implemented by the federal government, should acknowledge our model and should also be able to help Edo people benefit from the funding that is now being made available for people who want to go into the livestock business and make investments in ranches and other similar livestock programs. He, as usual, took notes, and I'm sure he's going to do something about it. The other issue was I came to thank the federal government, the president, for the efforts of the federal government in assisting our current efforts to return the Edo artifacts that are all over the world. As you may already know, there have been attempts over the last 30 years by various people and various governments to push for the return of these works. We took it as a project about 3 years ago. For me, it was a personal project. Worked through with most of the major curators and museums in Europe, and we were able to come to this breakthrough, which we now have received from the Germans. So I want to thank the federal government for the support. As you know, these works, these artifacts, are coming from other sovereign countries, and the laws of Nigeria stipulate that the federal government has the exclusive rights to deal with artifacts and monuments, and to pledge to the president that the Edo state government and Edo people will continue to support the federal government's efforts, and will do all that is within our powers to make sure that these works are brought back to Nigeria, and also for them to be domiciled where they were taken from, which is Benin City. I formally informed the President of the passing of our legend, Sir Victor Waifo, whose funeral will come up this weekend. The last time Mr. President was in Edo for an official visit, he entertained him, and he did assure us that the federal government was, was going to send a delegation, and he commiserated with the people of Edo State and the family of late Sir Victor Waifo. I informed him about some amounts that are being owed to the Edo State government from some about federal agencies, and he promised to look into them to ensure that these sums are paid back to the Edo State government. So, in a nutshell, those were the things I came to discuss with Mr. President. Yes. Definitely, if not for the technology utilized by INEC and God, I may not be governor today. So I am one of those people who believe that we cannot and should not have elections in this country going into the future without transmitting results electronically from the polling units. Because for elections to be credible, they have to be seen as transparent. And once you have voted, you should be assured that your vote will count. With technology today, it is possible, and INEC has shown it from my elections, that as soon as you voted and the results have been counted in the polling units, then that result should be made available such that you already know what you expect to be collated at the word collation point. What has happened in many cases in the past is that people go and vote, the votes are counted in the polling units, they know, but by the time it gets to the collation point, it changes. But this time around, because of the transparency, everybody will see and know what they are expecting to be collated from your polling units. That is what happened in my election, so I am a very, very strong advocate for electronic transmission of results from elections. And I want to also note that from my personal experience, INEC has the capacity. INEC has, they have the technology and also the understanding of how this thing should work. So they should be encouraged to. And I hope and pray that the President will assent to that bill. Today, my party is currently undertaking an electronic registration of our members across the country, because we anticipated that one day you will be required to show your own register. Because if we as political parties vote on the basis of an election register, then the parties must also have their registers, because democracy has to begin with the parties. And it's only when you have very clear, open registers, then you can now have, whatever form of elections from, within the party. I would have thought that parties should have options, right? That parties should have options. If a party wants to reduce the costs of their own internal primaries by having a delegate system, just having an electoral college and a delegate system, they should have the option to do so. But to just, lump everybody together and say, look, it's, the only way to go, I would have suggested that you should have options. However, the direct primaries process, properly supervised, is a very, very fundamental step in the evolution of our democratic system. you have to understand that this is politics. My current party was in opposition for 12 years, and this is the first time the party is been, in this, in government, in hub of government, and so it will take a while for everybody to come together to have an understanding of the new role and the new position we occupy. It's only a natural and normal process in party politics. But I can assure you it's been sorted. Yes, we had a peculiar situation, so it's not just about me coming to join a new party. There were some internal crises even in the old party, which we are trying to heal. And we've made some significant progress. And I believe that it will be sorted out before our convention. Well, I think I've shown that I'm a politician with integrity. And I have made it very, very clear that um, I didn't leave the other party on my own. I was pushed out of the party. And someone else gave me cover, gave me an opportunity. It will not be the right thing to do to now leave the person who helped you, who gave you the umbrella in your storm, and then go back to the person who pushed you out. Um, yes. We have a good relationship with the Honorable Minister for Works, and I am going to see him. I've actually been discussing it with the Federal Minister of Works, so I didn't think that it was necessary to burden the President with that matter, since the Minister is currently handling some of those issues, and I believe he has the capacity to. So, yes, we're discussing with the Honorable Minister. We're, in some cases, co-investing with the federal government to repair some roads to reduce insecurity in certain parts of the state. Yes, we've made significant progress. You note that for us in Edo, one of the reasons why our COVID became a big issue is that we are a very high-risk state because of the level of movements within the state. We're at a junction, and there's always a lot of traffic, from across the country. And this virus gets propagated and spread by movements. So that is one of the reasons why we take the issue of COVID very, very seriously in Edo. And since the only the known means today of reducing the spread and reducing the number of deaths from COVID is through vaccinations. We've been encouraging our people to vaccinate. It's not compulsory. We're just encouraging them and also trying to prevent further infection by ensuring that those who have vaccinated are protected. So if I have vaccinated and you have not vaccinated, I don't think it is fair for you to now, spread your risk to me. But I think from the figures we're seeing, it seems to be, this third wave seems to be going down, and we're praying and hoping that we don't get a fourth wave. So the issue of the no vaccination, no entry order, which we have in place, will be reviewed.